Hey, I just watched Honk for Jesus, Save Yourself. It was written and directed by Adamma Ebo, and it is her first feature-length film. It is based off of a short film that she made a few years ago of the same name. It stars Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown. The plot of this film is that after a disastrous scandal, a pastor and his wife go through a period of events to try and recover from the event that caused them to essentially lose almost everything that they had built, including the megachurch they had formerly owned. And they're basically trying to restore their image in the community, as a lot of the faith that people had in them has been lost. And in return, I think this causes quite a bit of a crisis for the characters themselves, and makes them really think about who they really are. So, to get started here, I did get a chance to see this in theaters today. This movie is also streaming on Peacock. Um, but if you can, I would recommend going to see this in the theater. It was a good watch if you're looking for a nice little indie film, especially with tomorrow being a $3 movie day thing that they're doing all across the United States. This might be a winner for some folks to go see. This is not the greatest movie you'll ever see, but it is slightly fresh, in regards to just talking about drama and a kind of more of a character study film on people. So I think if you are looking for something like that, you may find some enjoyment in this film. There are definitely going to be people that find this movie boring, and that's okay. Um, I would definitely watch this one way or another, though, if you're just looking for something that's at least mildly thought provoking. I don't think this is going to pull out any massive thoughts, but what I found as I watched this movie is there was characters going through struggles, and even though I may not relate to those struggles exactly, I do understand the human condition, and I felt their suffering. So to me, I think that this movie will find an audience. I think that this first time director, in terms of a feature length film, did a pretty solid job. The movie shifts between a mockumentary style filmmaking, because they have a documentary crew that's following them around to try to help save their image, and then it will switch over to just stuff where you're just with the characters. There's no documentary crew. So there's some play around with switching aspect ratios and stuff due to that. And I always love to see movies play with aspect ratios. I think for someone who is essentially a first time director, they have very few things under their belt. Adamma handled this movie very well. I would look forward to seeing more from them. And yeah, if you're just looking for a nice little solid indie movie, again, I don't think this is going to be the thing that blows you away, but I think you will find enjoyment in this, especially with it being available on streaming. If you're just looking for something that's mildly intriguing, give this one a shot. And like I said, tomorrow, September 3rd, is $3 movie day, like across the U.S. I think it's like any movie format, basically IMAX, 3D, you name it. It's all $3. This seems to be what all the theater chains are doing. I think it's a way to try to bring people back to the theater, which is great. So if you're looking for a new movie, this is one of the very few releases this weekend that is out. I think it's probably going to be a fairly limited release, knowing that this is on Peacock. But if you are looking for something new and fairly fresh, and maybe you like something like The Righteous Gemstones, is probably the closest, most current thing I could compare this to. You might give this a shot. It's got some humor in it, but it's mostly drama heavy. In fact, it's funny. I saw a cut for this movie a trailer anyway for this movie, and it definitely made it look way more like a comedy than it is. It is much more serious. Not that that's a bad thing at all. Again, I did like this movie. But if you are looking for something this weekend to go see, this might be the thing for you. If this doesn't float your boat, if you haven't already considered doing it, Jaws is out right now on a re-release, and I would highly recommend going to see that. If you have a chance to see it in IMAX or 3D, I would highly recommend either one of those options. I actually have a quick review just right up here if you want to check that out. Anyway, feel free to click like and subscribe, and if you did see this movie, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching. Bye.